Wildfires claim 200 lives in Australia.
Tragic. We begin our WorldWatch report in Victoria State. More than 1,000 acres burned and hundreds of homes were destroyed in the fires. Police suspect the cause of some of them was arson. Australia's Prime Minister has linked the death toll to mass murder. Pastor Danny Nalaya says churches are stepping in to help.
We get a 7-day season of fasting and praying, asking God to have mercy on our state and to stop the bushfires. What we need is rain, and with the rain will come down.
Danny Nalaya heads Rise Up Australia, a national prayer ministry.
Venezuelans will vote on a controversial referendum that could give President Hugo Chavez more time in office. The constitutional amendment abolishes term limits, making it possible for Chavez to run for as many terms as he likes. His supporters say he needs more time to complete his socialist agenda. Political scientist Jamie Ordonez says Venezuela's largest Christian church opposes Chavez.
The Venezuelan Catholic Church, for different reasons, is quitting his relation with Chavez. It's a moderate church, it's not a leftist church. It seems that some decisions, constitutional reforms by Chavez trying to restrict civil liberties and freedom are in confrontation with the Catholic Church.
Chavez has ruled Venezuela since 1999.
In Puerto Rico, a pastor's compassion for drug addicts led to his tragic death. 74-year-old Pastor Francisco Cruz was the brother of well-known gang member turned evangelist Nicky Cruz. Last week, he was killed and left in the trunk of a car, allegedly by a young man he was trying to help. Nicky Cruz said he and his family choose to forgive.
We will forgive this man. That's the only way that we cannot allow that negative force or energy to really possess our soul and heart with bitterness.
Francisco Cruz helped more than 150 addicts in the 5 years that he directed the Christian center La Roca.
A UN panel on human rights says China is on track to improving its human rights record. It reached that conclusion despite China's rebuff to countries that demanded it guarantee religious freedom, end torture, and stop imprisoning people without trial. Meantime, a Christian human rights activist in China is missing after being taken by police. China Aid Association reports Gao Zhejiang was taken from his home on February 4th. Gao angered the Chinese government after releasing a letter detailing his torture at the hands of the authorities in 2007. And you can read more of Gao's story at our website, cwnews.org.
The nation of Burma still needs $700 million to recover from last year's devastating cyclone. Cyclone Nargis, you'll recall, left more than 140,000 people dead and missing. 9 months later, UN officials say healthcare is among the greatest needs. Foreign donors have been reluctant to help because Burma is ruled by a military dictatorship that oppresses its people. Vision Beyond Borders, a Christian aid group, is helping Burma despite these obstacles. Recently, a team visited the country and brought back this video. Take a look.
This is Lantaya village. Up until a couple weeks ago, there was no medical care at all in this village. So we're working with the YMCA, partnering in this village to try to make a difference. And we helped build this clinic. It's about $53,000 to build this clinic. When it's all done, it will be like a miniature hospital, small hospital. Our prayer is that this whole village will come to know Jesus, because as they see Christians witnessing and Christians willing to come in and help out, it opens the door, because nobody else is helping the people in this village.
And with us now is the man you saw in that video. Patrick Klein is the director of Vision Beyond Borders. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you.
Now, we saw you there in the video, and how else is the clinic helping people in Burma?
We're feeding about 600 families
every week. Also, there's about 150 kids a day that are getting 2 meals a day, providing free medical care and dental care for the people. We've been buying medicine, blankets. We've been providing rice for over 60,000 people, rice seedlings so they could plant rice for years to come. And now we're working to build orphanages.
Wow. Well, the UN says there is a great need. What are you seeing there on the ground?
Actually, the people are not getting much help at all. The government is not helping them. I was actually in the Delta about 6 weeks after the storm. We were the first ones to go down there. They were not getting any help from the government at all. And we were supposed to help 300 families. There was actually 880 families represented that day, so we didn't have enough supplies. But we did free medical clinics and gave them rice and blankets. And they said 1/3 of the people had either had their houses damaged or destroyed in the cyclone.
And you were saying, what, 300,000 people died in the storm?
The report is over 300,000 people died and over 1 million people are missing.
Over 1 million people missing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well, what effect is your work having on the people? I'm sure the progress is slow, but I know you're already seeing differences.
Well, you know, we've heard that there's over 60,000 orphans. We're trying to build orphanages for 6,000 kids. The kids, some of them are temporarily being put in Buddhist monasteries. They're trying to get them to convert from Christianity to Buddhism, if they're from Christian backgrounds. But we're trying to get them out of the Delta as soon as possible, get them into a safe environment where they can go to school and be in Christian homes and really learn more about Jesus Christ and walk with the Lord.
March 8th is the Global Day of Prayer.
Right.
What should people pray about as far as for Burma?
Please pray that God would really intervene and that God would change the government and bring peace into the country. The people have been beat down so bad and they've seen so much oppression and so much bloodshed, and they said, please pray for a peaceful transition in our government.
If you could tell us about religious freedom in Burma, how's that going?
Just a couple of weeks ago, they shut down 50 churches in Yangon. They're not government-registered churches, but there is a lot of persecution, and especially in the villages for the tribal people. The Karen people are really suffering a lot. You know, we've heard stories of them going in and just killing people in the villages, even attacking refugee camps in northern Thailand across the border.
Have you ever feared for your safety, you and your group?
You know, there's areas we go to that we have to be very careful, and we have to have permission from the government ahead of time to go in those areas. And I've not felt really dangerous, that it's been dangerous in too many places, but it's always because I've had good Burmese contacts around me. So I think if I was traveling by myself, I would be nervous.
And you need that prayer covering too.
Yes.
Most definitely. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thanks again for what you're doing.